Day 47. It's still raining. Some decisions will be made this morning. Well, we decided to walk in the rain. Now, how far is up for debate. Our original plans were about 10 miles to... I always forget the names. 10 miles to the second shelter. There's a shelter we're going to pass pretty quickly. And then if it's raining really hard when we get to the first shelter, we might stop there. And the plan is to go 10 miles to the other shelter if it's not raining too hard. And then there's a third option. If we get to the second shelter too soon, at 10 miles in, might go a little bit further to try and get to the next shelter. Because tomorrow was a 15-mile day plan for me anyway. So if I could knock out a little more today in the rain, then maybe I'll just get a little bit ahead. I don't know. Trying to figure it out right now. Pretty dreary day though. Very foggy, light rain right now. Not too cold, not too hot, so it's kind of like perfect for as far as rainy weather goes. But we're supposed to hit the 300-mile mark in Howard Mountain, and I heard there's some spectacular views. And if it doesn't clear up, then we're not going to see a whole lot when we get there. So that's kind of a bummer. But at least we'll see the 300-mile mark. Spooky today. Fog. Can't see very far. Oh. Nice. Okay. What was the gap? Do you remember?
Yeah. Stickle though.
Oh, we're getting close. The countdown has begun to 300 miles. We stopped a few minutes ago. We were about at 1.8, and I think we probably went about 0.2. So we got about probably a mile and a half till the 300-mile mark. Plus, we're headed to the crest of Howard Mountain, and there should be some great views. However, it is still foggy, so we'll have to see how that looks in the fog. But almost 300. Well, which do you think I'm going to do? Well, the entire group decided to not take the bad weather bypass because we are super smart and adventurous. No, we saw a couple people slack back in Sobo. They said it wasn't bad. That was a big step. I found some rocks. What was that? Nickelodeon show? Legends of the Hidden Temple or something? Whew. Sorry about the breathing, everybody. It cannot be avoided. Looks like we're gonna be pretty socked in with fog, huh, Stick? Yeah, interesting. Different than the view we usually get. Well, made it to the top of Howard's Rock, as you can see, in honor of Howard McDonald, master trail builder. Okay, it's it's almost eerier when you can't see. What do you think?
The view.
Yeah, that's tomorrow. That's what I was thinking that we this weird plant, but now it's all green. You see it on the side? The rock? Oh shit, yeah, he's right. Suck it in.
Think tiny thought.
My pack is gonna get stuck.
That's what I was worried about because the way I got my foam pad, it makes me pretty wide.
Okay.
There goes that water bottle.
Well, I wasn't able to capture Stick on video there. Stuck in the rock.
Here we go.
I hope you didn't eat a big breakfast. Said I hope you didn't eat a big breakfast. Yeah. We call it suck it in pass.
Last time you were teaching, I was going through some tight rocks.
Well, I'll send it to you later.
I think the walking sticks.
Well, that's it. On Monday, April 7th, Optimist, Dr. Quinn, and Stick, and me, and Dog Tag have made it 300 miles noboing
300.
the Appalachian Trail. Congratulations, guys. Well, I don't know which one's accurate. Far Out told us we were at 300 up at the top. And we just got down at the end of the bypass, bad weather bypass, and there's another 300 mark. So who knows who's right. Got about a mile to the shelter. Hopefully it's not full. We'll see. Well, would you believe the weather report was wrong again? Pretty much said it was going to stop raining by now. It didn't. So we're kind of, the shelter was full. And, well, full enough that we didn't want to be in it. And it's a bit chilly, windy, rainy. And we just checked the weather again, and it's supposed to rain until, like, I don't know, sometime tonight, and then throughout the night. It's also dropping down to 31. So, not ideal. But we can't win, you know, like, sorry. We get off trail for weather, and then the weather's fine for 3 days. We get on trail to try to push through it during when it's not going to be so bad, and it's bad. Then we get off to try to beat it. It pushes to the right. So yesterday wasn't so bad. Today was worse. Actually, yesterday was pretty bad. But we cannot catch a break. I mean, April showers bring May flowers, and you're going to get caught in the rain, but it is still too cold to get caught in the rain. So we're going to have a rough day tomorrow. I'm trying to do 15. And I'm not going to want to get out of this tent tomorrow morning. I know it. There's going to be ice everywhere. This packing it up is going to suck. So anyway, we made it through 300 today. It's a great day. It was a great day other than the rain, but exciting. The trail was nice. Tomorrow, we conquer Big Butt Mountain. So, can't wait for that. Yeah, we'll see if we actually do 15 tomorrow. I have a feeling it's going to change now that we're stuck in our tents and all our gear is going to get wet. My feet are freezing. I'm trying not to shake the camera too much. I don't know why my right arm is so... I don't want to put my video up my nose either. But, yeah, my right arm's shaking, so... Services ain't great. I don't know if the video is going to go up tonight, but at least I will have done editing it and finish it for the day. So it'll be a standalone video. Might have to save it till tomorrow when I'm on Big Butt Mountain. But if you haven't already done so, like, subscribe. Thank you. I'm getting close to, I think I got 290. So help me get to 300. 300 subscribers would be pretty cool. And don't forget, if you're watching the videos and you want to make a donation to the Black River American Legion, doesn't go to me. No money goes to me. I'm fully financed by myself. But I am trying to raise money for my local American Legion so they can give back to veterans and the families in the area. So if you are able to do so, please give a monetary donation through PayPal, and the name is at the end of the video. Thank you. Have a good night. Bye. Day 48, April 8th. It's still raining. And it's like 30 degrees. So it's pretty cold and pretty miserable. I don't know what else to say. But I got a call last night, and apparently I lost track of time, and last night was the elections at the Black River American Legion, and we have congratulations in order. I don't know all the list of names who took new officer positions, but I want to give a shout out to Anthony, the new commander, and Dave Robinson, the new second vice, and Christine Robinson, who's now a trustee. I don't know if I still am, but yeah, congratulations, guys, and keep doing the good work that you do. I've been watching all the messages. Can't do as much while I'm out on the trail, but hopefully I can bring in some more donations while I'm out. So congratulations all. And I got a 10-mile day. And I think I'm going to be seeking some shelter, unfortunately, because it's supposed to get colder. It's supposed to drop into the 20s tomorrow. So, yeah, that's the plan for now. We're headed to Devil's Fork Gap. And I don't know the name of the hostel, but Dr. Quinn, Optimus, and Dog Tag have already headed out and are on their way and trying to make arrangements. Wouldn't be so bad if it wasn't wet as well. With the rain and fog and moisture, it just makes everything worse. And it's supposed to be pretty windy too. So that's the start of this day. Just saw a few snowflakes. Obviously it's not going to stick, but thought we were done. You know, I typically don't take the bypass when I'm on the trail, but I don't know. This one, I don't know. In normal life, I think I might be bypassing the Big Butt in the supermarket or something. But I think I'm gonna go over the Big Butt. Well, when you're hiking and you come across a mountain called Big Butt, it is impossible to leave or have any maturity or not make jokes. So today I climbed to the top of the Big Butt, and I cannot lie. There's my joke. But the day's pretty miserable. There's no views. Just fog and rain and ice falling from the trees. So, I knew there was this coming. It's a slight blue blaze off the trail. I'm at the Shelton Graves, and I'll try to get the story as best as I can without reading it. I have a plaque here that says what happened. So from my understanding, the Sheltons were brothers. I think Millard F. Hare was a cousin or something. And then what happened was, I think they were from this area, whether it's North Carolina or Tennessee, I can't remember. But they decided to fight for the North during the Civil War. And they came home for a visit, and they were killed by their neighbors who were supporting the Confederacy. I think, maybe some leeway on that because I was told the story secondhand. I think I read it too, but that's my recollection of the story. Pretty crazy, the area was so divided. I mean, the whole country was divided, but even, when you were close to the border of the North and South, families, kind of like Hatfield McCoy's scenario, similar, I think. That was after the war, but that might have been, must have been during it too. Pretty crazy. I wanted to stop by it. I thought it was right on the trail though. You had to walk up, a couple, like maybe 100 feet. Not bad. But I wanted to share that with you guys. Onward. Well, we made it to Nature's Inn Hostel. We have big plans for the next couple days. This place is pretty awesome. And we're going to stay here 2 nights. And we're going to do some slack packing. We're going to see Big Bald Mountain and some other things. But weather is a factor on Thursday. So tomorrow's going to be nice, so we're going to do a 14-mile slack pack, and then we're going to leave Thursday morning and do a smaller hike, and then we have to do kind of like a shuttle hop because we're doing things out of order for a little bit. So we'll be, I think we're going to slack pack from Spivey Gap to Sam's Gap. That's going to be our slack pack, but then we still have to go back to where we got picked up at Devil Fork. So I think we're going to go backwards from Sam's Gap to Devil's Fork on Thursday morning, and then have to get shuttled back up to Spivey and head back out on the trail. So it's going to be a little confusing. Hopefully I don't make it too more confusing than I did just now while filming. People, especially if people have done the trail before, they'll be like, well, that doesn't make any sense. But it's because of weather and trying to get the full extent of a slack pack as possible. We were originally going to try to do a 16-mile slack pack, but there's some business with Big Bald and not being able to get up to it because of some development that recently purchased what used to be like a ski area and subdevelopment or condos or something. So we couldn't get shuttled there, so we had to get shuttled closer. So that kind of threw up our plans, but we're gonna make it happen. We think we're gonna be in Irwin in the next couple of days, so that's the plan, for like three or so days. and then we're gonna zero. That's happening. So, I had an idea, something I've been wanting to do for a while, but I kept forgetting about it. I wanted to do a series of interviews with people I've been hiking with. So look out for that. I think I'm going to do my first one tonight. But throughout the videos, I might stop and try to get a little log of everybody I've been hiking with and what their story is, and what brought them out here, and maybe where we met, you know, like so how long we've been hiking together. Because you do end up finding people that you're kind of similar paces and, you know, circumstances, you end up meeting back up again. So it's kind of cool as you run into people. And I know you see them in the background sometimes, but I haven't given them an opportunity to introduce themselves. So I thought I'd start doing that as I go along throughout the journey. So look forward to that. I think I got my first one tonight. Well, I'm here at Nature's Inn Hostel. I showed you around a little bit, and just previously I said I'm going to start, we're in Tennessee, by the way, since a lot of time we have no idea where we are, whether it's North Carolina or Tennessee. We're in Tennessee right now, and we're going to, I said I was going to start the interviews with people I've been hiking with. So tonight we're going to start with dog tags. All right, dog tags, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, first I want to thank Big Sexy for the opportunity to sharing a little bit about Dog Tag's story. My real name's Rob Diamond. I'm an Army veteran, 28 years in the fire service as a paramedic. A lot of people want to know about the AT, why you're here, why you do it. Back in the 90s, I was a scout leader working in Virginia. And on our summer trip, we were up on the C&O Canal doing a bike trip. And I ran across a couple backpackers, and I thought it was unusual because I thought they were hiking the C&O Canal, which is a 184-mile towpath that goes from West Virginia down to Washington, D.C. Well, they said, no, we're not hiking the towpath, we're hiking the AT. And I'm a West Coast boy. I come from a military family. Both parents were Air Force. Grew up predominantly on the West Coast. I was born in California, but I lived in Las Vegas, Nevada. And so when I joined the military, it kind of moved me around, and I got to come here to Virginia, or come to Virginia. And while I was on this bike trip, we ran into these two guys hiking, and they told me about this thing called the AT. And I said, what's the AT? They told me, and I thought at the time, wow, that seems like a pretty cool thing to do. So when we got home from our bike trip, the adult leaders asked me to plan for something for the following year. And I got to the older boys, and I said, hey, how about we go hike this AT that everybody's talking about? So we put together a plan, and we hiked from Virginia to Pennsylvania. They currently call it the 4-State Challenge if you were going to do it on the hike, but you do it in 24 hours. We did it in a week. Beautiful trail. Loved hiking through Harper's Ferry, up into Maryland, and on into Pennsylvania. So kind of got to set the seed in my is something I wanted to do. And last year at Easter, my family, I'm the father of 7 kids, 6 of which I've adopted, which kind of makes me a unique guy. And they range from ages 8 is the youngest, and my oldest daughter that I've adopted is 23, but my oldest son is my wife's biological son. He's 49. I'm 62, by the way. I haven't mentioned that. And so we were sitting at our Easter dinner last year, and my kids were all talking about their bucket list items. And my second to youngest son, Zach, we call him Bubba, he goes, Dad, what's your bucket list item? And I said, well, I'd like to hike the AT. And of course, most of my kids grew up on the West Coast. After I retired from the fire service, I moved to Virginia. And so he goes, what's the AT, Dad? And told him it's a trail, a hiking trail that goes from Georgia to Maine. Well, how far is it, Dad? It's 2,200 miles. Now, when my kids were younger, I lived and worked in Las Vegas, but my wife's family was from Virginia. So each summer we would come from Vegas to Virginia. They'd spend their summers out in Virginia. So my son knew that from door to door, from Vegas to Virginia, was 2,300 miles. And so my son said, Dad, that's like walking to Vegas. And I go, exactly. And so my wife was kind of sitting off in the back, and she goes, well, if that's what you want to do, why don't you go do it? And I looked at her and I says, because we've got an 8-year-old. You know, she goes, well, you don't think I can take care of an 8-year-old? And so that day I got permission. I tell people I got permission from my family to do it. Other people say that, well, no, Rob, you got your family's blessing to do it. So that was the day that kind of set this whole thing into motion. And that was in March. In May, I went to Trail Days just because I wanted to see what the AT was all about. They said, if you want to learn about the AT, go to Trail Days. So I went to Trail Days. It was a cool experience. Rained every day I was there. I had actually picked up a Thru-Hiker that was on the trail at the time because I had thrown it out on Facebook saying, hey, anybody that wants to go to Trail Days, I'll pick you up and take you. So I picked up a young kid that was from New Hampshire. He was hiking in Virginia, so he and I went to Trail Days. We camped out there and got to go see all the cool things. But while I was there, there's a veterans garden right as you enter Damascus. You go through the arch and there's a beautiful veteran memorial garden that they have there in Damascus. And I was sitting there just kind of enjoying. There's a stream that runs by the garden, and this guy walks up, and at the time I had a red shirt on, like Marine Corps red, and I had the number 22 is on the back of it. And he goes, hey, are you with the 22 Foundation? And I go, no, sir, why? And he goes, well, I'm a veteran. I planned to kill myself. And I reached out to the 22 Foundation, and they have been helping me. And as part of the help, they encouraged me to hike the AT as a form of healing. And I just thought that was the coolest thing. Well, the 22 that was on the back of the shirt was the year my daughter graduated from a military college. She went to VMI, Virginia Military Institute, and she's now a first lieutenant in the Army stationed in Hawaii. So on the way home from Damascus, I called her and told her about my experience, and she said, well, Dad, maybe that's what you need to do, is bring attention to veteran suicide. Unbeknownst to me, there's somebody that already had done it. His name's The Keeper. If you haven't watched his movie, I would highly encourage you to watch his movie. That really shows what we're doing out here on the trail, partly. But he carried name tapes, and the military name tapes, and he had 363 of them. And I learned about his story after I had decided to do this, and so I didn't want to do name tapes, but I have a laser engraver at home, so I chose to laser engrave dog tags. Hence, that's where I carry this bundle of dog tags with me on my pack, and that's where my trail name comes from, Dog Tag.
Outstanding. Thank you very much for your time,
Yes.
and thanks for doing the interview.
Did I answer all your questions?
I think you did. I think you nailed it.
Well, I just want to say thank you again for watching Big Sexy's videos. If you have an interest in following Dog Tag, I also have a YouTube channel. It's called Dog Tag Hiking the AT. Mine's probably not as funny or as good as his. He's much more better about getting his up on a daily basis. I usually put them up 2 or 3 days at a time whenever we get into these hostels. And like I said,
Oh, I actually do have a question. I forgot. We forgot one. How long have we been hiking together? Like, where did we first meet?
Well, Big Sexy, I met on Waya Bald, and it was funny because I think we had kind of met on the trail going up to Waya Bald, and you know, Dog Tag's not the fastest hiker.
Neither is Big Sexy.
Yeah, I've gotten better about going up hills. My problem is I have old man knees, and so going downhill is sometimes slow. But we got to the top of Waya Bald, and I'm sure you saw in Big Sexy's video, beautiful fire tower up there where you get some great views, and we had gone up and seen the views, and I saw him up there videotaping some stuff. Then I came down off the tower and was sitting there kind of enjoying the afternoon because it was a beautiful sunny day. And next thing I know, here comes Big Sexy and a couple of the other guys saying, "We got to go, go, go." And I'm like, "What's going on?" And they say, "Well, they're calling for lightning coming in here. We need to get off this mountain." And so, of course, they all grab their packs, and one thing Big Sexy can do is he can get down a mountain a lot faster than I can. And so he took off down to the next shelter, and of course, they got there before the rain started. I got there after the rain, and I wasn't completely soaked when I got there, but yeah, I got there, and they were all sitting in the shelter, and Big Dog Tag walks in, kind of like a wet puppy, and but I had to stop and get my water on the way in, and that was the first day that we met. The next day was kind of cool because we had to walk a ridge line, and there were some really rocky areas, and I'm sure he probably posted his video that I shot of him walking down through a rocky section, but he took my camera and videotaped me going down, and so that's kind of was our first real interaction. It was nice. I should say that I started in Amicalola on February 16th. I hiked to the bottom of the Smokies, but because I have what they call UC, ulcerative colitis, I have to go home every 8 weeks to do an infusion. And my plan is to go home and do my infusion, and then instead of coming back down to the south, I was just going to start in Shenandoah in Virginia where I live and hike south. I did that for a week, and it just wasn't working for me. This whole AT is one of the greatest social experiences that you could ever ask for, and you're meeting people that you probably would, I mean, Big Sexy and I think would probably in a normal life would probably be good friends and hang out at the American Legion together and do all those kind of things. But there's some people in our tramily that probably we wouldn't normally have contact. You'll get to meet them in subsequent interviews. But I was missing the social element on the trail. And so Optimus, one of the other hikers in our group, sent me a text one day and said, "Dog Tag, we're missing you. Why don't you come back south and hike?" And it was funny, that day I had been thinking I needed to get off trail, and it was whether I was going to go home and quit or whether I needed to go back south. And so then the next morning when I woke up, I had an internet signal, and I looked on my Facebook page and saw that a firefighter from the department I'd worked at had committed suicide 2 days prior. I was kind of pretty frustrated that day, and if somebody ever reads the journal, they think they're probably going to read that Dog Tag was having a mental breakdown. But I called my sister and said, "Hey Janet, can you take me back to North Carolina, because I need to get back hiking with a group of people." And at the time I thought it was just Optimus and Dr. Quinn. And when I got to Hot Springs, got to hook back up with Big Sexy and Stick, and we've been hiking ever since, and I really enjoy it. They took the time yesterday to make me part of their 300-mile marker. I've done 300 miles, but because I jumped over the Smokies and didn't do the Smokies, I have to come back and do that section. But when I hiked up in Shenandoah, I did the equivalent of what the Smokies were. So yeah, I've done over 300 miles on the trail so far. And my plan is to summit Katahdin on 9/11. Being a firefighter, it's just an important day in my life, and my daughter plans to fly from Hawaii, and we're gonna hike to the top. We do the 9/11 stair climb. We try to do a 9/11 stair climb every year in honor of the falling of the towers. And so she suggested, "Hey Dad, if you're gonna go to Katahdin, why don't we do it on September 11th?" And so that's kind of Dog Tag's plan. We're gonna try to get there, and hopefully with the encouragement of a good, strong tramily, we can make it on September 11th. So I don't know. Did I answer all your questions?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I probably gave you more than what you wanted, but Hey, you give Dog Tag a chance to talk about his, you know, and I am doing a fundraiser similar to what Big Sexy's doing. My fundraiser is on my, you know, if you look on my YouTube page, you'll see it up on top there. But I'm asking people a penny a mile. And if you do the math, a penny a mile ends up being $22 donation. And you'll see that 22 has become a big number for me. With the 22, we're losing 22 vets a day to suicide. We're losing more firemen and policemen to suicide than line of duty deaths. And this is something we need to bring attention to. And, you know, that's why it kind of hit me hard that day when we lost a firefighter. He was a veteran Marine that had been working as a firefighter paramedic. As to why he did it, we often don't know as far as suicide goes, but he did send some signals to his friends, and had they been watching a little bit closer, you know, maybe, you know, we could have prevented another loss. But when he started giving away all his personal items and things weren't important to him anymore, it should have told his friends something was not mentally going right for him. And, you know, in the American Legion, we have a program called Be the One, you know, and I would strongly encourage anyone, you know, on Big Sexy's page or my page or out there, if you suspect somebody's in jeopardy of hurting themselves, be the one. Step up, talk to them, get them some help. So I thank Big Sexy for the opportunity for letting me talk about my cause. You know, now he has to do an interview for me when we get a chance to do it later. But, you know, thanks for following him, and continue to subscribe, comment, and do all those other things that they say to do with your YouTube channel. So thanks, Big Sexy.
Anytime. Thank you. Day 50. Yes, that's right. Day 50. Starting out. We're still going backwards, but I'm not going to put my video backwards this time. Well, the cold weather and the rain definitely looks like it's rolling back in. So we got about 6.7 left to go today. Hoping to beat the rain. Oh, although it's not that big of a deal because we don't have to camp in it tonight. We're staying one more night. So, it's looking like we made the right choice. I think I felt some raindroplets. So, I'm glad we didn't decide to set out today for the long haul to Irwin. Not that far. But, yeah. We had some miles to make up, and we were going to have to settle in the middle of our day if we wanted to keep going. So, we decided to stay another day. But it looks like it's going to start raining any second. And it's pretty chilly with the wind. think I need to nickname this portion Reno Sea or Reno-Ina. Ooh, I feel like it rains every day here. I'm in like a rainforest. I'll try to talk loud because it's probably really loud with the river right here. But Stick and I made it to Devil's Fork Gap on our slack pack just as the hostel owner was picking up another hiker that's coming to the hostel. So we caught a ride out because I think we were quite a bit ahead of the rest of the group. So we wanted to get dry. I'm sorry, guys. So we'll see you when you get in. We just got back to Nature's Inn Hostel, where we've been staying, well, since last night. We just did almost 14 miles today, just shy of that. It was a pretty rough one. I actually think it was worse going Sobo than Nobo, so it was kind of like defeated the purpose. I mean, we didn't have our packs, but like then we increased the elevation gains. So it wasn't as chill as we wanted it to be. So we're actually going to stay again tonight and go fix well, not a mistake, but a choice that we did when we got off at Devil's Fork Gap to come to the hostel. We skipped over like 8.7. So before we can move on from where we started today at Spivey Gap, we got to go knock this 8.7 out. So we're going to stay tonight and go to the 8.7 tomorrow. And then Friday morning, we're going to step off at Spivey. So that's the plan. Yeah. So, oh, and I don't know if anybody's ever seen the movie Memento. I'm not sure if I'm confusing Memento with Irreversible, which that's a rough movie to watch if anybody's watched it. But I know there's like some oddity on the storytelling, and I could have sworn Memento was similar, where it like tells the story from backwards to front. I was gonna play with that today since we were slack packing and we were doing Sobo. I was gonna do my video backwards. So I guess this is the start. So, about 2 miles out from Sam's Gap, this little slackback was no joke. Where I don't know if it's the section or because we soloed it. Usually soloing is easier in my opinion, but in certain circumstances like Blood Mountain, I would not want to solo Blood Mountain. I don't think I would. I think this was worse. I think Stick said something like maybe like 400 feet more elevation this way than the other way going up in total. Wasn't much, but you know, I've done a 13-mile day before with my pack, and today I got my bare necessities and I am sucking. It's almost 5 o'clock and I'm not the last one. Optimist and Dr. Quinn and Dog Tag are still behind me. Stick's ahead of me this time. But, you know, it turned into a long day. I mean, we stopped a bunch, but, whew. Yeah, if you're doing this section, it's going to feel like it takes forever. I don't know why. Walking on a little forestry road, it kind of seems like, according to the map, sometimes you can kind of see where the road was. Pretty grown in now, but kind of cool. And you can see it was definitely cleared at one point with the trees. There they are. Well, I'm not sure if it's as deceiving when you're going northbound, but every hill we go up, we think we're at the top, and we are not yet. That's pretty neat. And we just saw an old fireplace, so dying to know what that's about. I'm sure the little guidebooks that used to come with the maps would have had it. I don't know why Far Out doesn't go that far. Well, correction, we were only part way up. There was a false summit. So we are just shy of Big Bald. And it's pretty beautiful up here. And it looks pretty bald. And it looks pretty big. But we are not at the official Big Bald yet. Because we crested a little hill and saw we had quite a little bit more to go. Well, not a lot, but it definitely was noticeable that there was more. Well, Hey everybody, we're on Bald is Big?
Big ball.
Big Bald, that's right, okay. Wow, you know, we saw it was Hartford and Hot Springs, the devastation near the rivers and the streams. I know there's more to come, unfortunately, as far as that goes, but on the trail, I would say this by far some serious devastation compared to like the Smokies or anywhere else I've seen on trail. Well, I mean, I guess the Hot Springs is a mixture of town and trail, but pretty nuts. And I got to give props to all the volunteers, and you know, there's probably some paid forestry people. Great job through this section. But it's a sight. And sorry, I'm into the sun again. But I was trying to get the trees. But yeah, like, kudos to you guys for doing such a great job through here. All that hard work. But I'm serious, like, these fallen trees aren't going anywhere anytime soon, so this section might get a name in the future, because it's going to be an eye-opener every time somebody goes through it. You know, if some people aren't familiar with when it gets years down the road and they don't remember the hurricane, they're gonna think it was like a forestry like plan or something. So I bet you this stretch ends up getting a name at some point. You'll see it, a little flag on far out or something. This is gonna be here for a year. Might have to make a name for this section. We got some of the some of the devastation from Hurricane Helene on the trail right here. Massive blowdown. Day 49, April 9th. I think it's Wednesday, hump day, and we're doing a 14-ish mile, I don't know, 14 and change. I forgot to look before I started videotaping. Doing a 14-mile slack pack from Spivey to Sam's Gap today. I'll try to explain this as best I can. So that's going to be a southbound slack pack. And then we'll stay here again tonight. And then tomorrow we're going to do not going to be a slack pack. It'll be a regular pack, but we're still going Sobo to catch the miles where we got off. So we're going to be going from Sam's Gap to Devil's Fork Gap. And then we're going to have to arrange a shuttle to get us back up to Spivey. We're cheating a little. I wouldn't say cheating, but you know, when you have an ability to pick your miles and how you, like, what's the best way to do them with less strain on the body. So it was high. It was worse going northbound in some of those sections. So that's why we're doing it that way with the hill climbs, because we got Big Bald in there, which is a pretty tough climb, and we're trying to make miles right now and kind of catch up from all the zeros we're taking. So we're kind of slow, and if we can find a way to make the miles without making with not taking as long to do it, that's what we're trying to do right now. Because I think we all really need a zero, but we want a zero in Irwin, we want to be somewhere where we can kind of go to dinner and as a group and resupply and maybe be able to go shopping on our own without the need for a shuttle driver. Like right now, this is a great place, but it's kind of in the middle of nowhere. Like I'm almost out of cigarettes, so I had to ask the hostel person to make a special trip for me while I'm out on the slack pack, because there's not even a gas station within so many miles. So yeah, that's the plan. Hope I didn't confuse everybody. It is still pretty cold out. I didn't look at what temperature it is, but it definitely got below freezing last night, but it's warming up pretty quick. I think by 4, the high today is 59. But yeah, we got no rain today supposedly. But we have a slight chance of rain tomorrow. And then hopefully by the time it really starts raining Friday, we've moved enough miles past it. So that's what we're hoping. But you know, you got to kind of travel far to beat a storm, and on legs it doesn't work out that way. 51. It's not raining yet, but it's gonna be. Rain all day. We're starting at mile. We're back on track. We're going forward. Starting at mile 333.5, which is Spivey Gap, and going north 10 miles. And we'll be at Uncle Johnny's hostel again, or another hostel, trying to stay dry. But Sunday, it looks like the weather's getting better for a long time. So we'll be back on the trail back for a long stretch after Sunday. So we're gonna go see how Uncle Johnny's rebuilt. I heard they were one of the ones that got hit pretty bad. There's Optimus in the background. I also went through last night after catching some flack on Facebook about my daily mileage average, and I guess they were really coming after me because I smoke, but I think they did the math or tried to do the math and divided how many days on trail by how many miles I did, and said I'm only averaging 6 miles a day. Well, that's a correction. If you do that, it's 6.7, not 6. Also, that's not factoring in all zeros, which I took about 8 zeros, which bring it down to 42 days on trail, technically. And that brings me up to 7.9. So you can add, and it's not just cigarettes. I have bad feet and bad back, so you can kiss my ass. But that being said, we are heading out this morning and walking right into the rain again.
That fires you up. Oh, sorry.
Check out Stick's frog tug. Started leaking yesterday during our slack pack, and now he's walking around like E.T. with his rain cover from his hammock. Oh, that's interesting. That's the most different shelter I've seen in a while. Pretty sure this is No Business Knob Shelter. And we're just stopping for lunch. Master Yoda up there. Looks like we're walking into another section of Hurricane Helene devastation. As we get closer to Irwin, I think we're going to walk next to it in a second. First sighting of Irwin. Well, got a little break from the rain for a second. Last night I was watching YouTube videos, well, kinda. Maybe when I was thumbing around Facebook actually, and I saw a post. So I tried to watch a video, but I don't have headphones. And it was late, and I didn't want to disturb dog tag. So I was kind of just watching it without sound. And I forget the lady's name, but it was somebody who did the trail in 2024, Thru-Hiker. And they were ranking the 7 best hostels on the AT. And I don't know. I didn't get a chance to, I'm going to have to go back and watch it with the sound on so I can see. I didn't know what the criteria that they were judging these hostel choices by. Now, yeah. So that being said, I figured it'd be an appropriate time to talk about hostels because I've been staying in a lot of hostels lately because of the rain and doing some slack packing, which has been a delight. But it all ends Sunday. Sunday we're back to normal business. But we still have another stop here at Uncle Johnny's, which I heard was a great place before the hurricane, and they have just rebuilt, and it's still a great place to go. But unfortunately, they won't be considered in today's ranking because I have not stayed there. Now, so to eliminate, I have stayed at some places other than hostels, so I'm just going to say, whoa. When I stayed with Stick's mom at Top Secret at, oh my God, I forgot the name of it. Forgive me right now, but it was in Hartford. It's like Infinity Mountain Resort, I think, with the villas. If they're not currently operating as a hostel, I'm not gonna put them in my ranking of places I've stayed. So that eliminates the hotel I stayed at or motel I stayed at in Franklin. Eliminates the bed and breakfast or Infinity Mountain Resort. And of course the lodge at Amicola, which I don't think I would rank anyway. Just a hotel. Anyway, that being said, I wanted to talk about my criteria. My criteria, maybe it differs from other people. I don't know. I love camping. I don't necessarily love hiking, but I like traveling and point A to point B. And sense of accomplishment and whatnot. So, this trip has been very special to me. And but the thing is, when you're out in the outdoors camping and stuff, there are some, luxury, well, you think of them as luxury when you're hiking and camping, but some things that you start to miss about civilization. And I think like top tier for me is like obviously showers and a porcelain toilet, like that's what I can't wait for. I could pretty much sleep anywhere, but I want nice showers and a nice toilet, more than one for 20 some odd people, that kind of scenario. I don't really want to be roughing it. Like I don't want it to feel like I'm camping when I enter a hostel, so that would, I don't want, I'm not going to name the one because I didn't stay there, so I don't want to review that one or rank that one, but I've heard there's one that, you're washing your clothes with a washboard, pooping in privies or porta-johns, that's not me. Like I might as well just stay on trail then, so, that's a big deal to me. Plus, you're kind of in close quarters when you're on the trail. Like if you're staying in the shelters, it gets crowded. You're real close to everybody. And if you're in your tent, you're kind of like confined to the walls of your tent. So like, I don't know, it's a little bit of little bit claustrophobic. So, and especially in the tunnel of the Appalachian Trail. So one thing I don't like is confined spaces when I get to a hostel. Like I don't like small hangout areas. I don't like small bunk rooms where you know every 3 seconds you got to be like, excuse me, to try to, you know, especially if you're a top bunker. You've heard me complain about that before. So those are some of my big ticket items, you know, and the ability to resupply. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention Fontana Village is out of the ranking too, because that is not hiker friendly. It is not. I mean, it has a good resupply actually for what it is, but as far as getting ranked in the hostel ranking, they don't provide much services otherwise. You know, so here's your room, here's your key, go walk up the hill, you know. Here's the laundry. It costs like $6 in quarters that we don't want to give you, kind of thing. Sorry, little jab there. Anyway, that being said, so Fontana Village is out too. So in my time on the trail, I have 0 to 8 days and narrowed a bunch. And some of the places I stayed, I think in order, let me go in order first. Now listen, this is not the ranking. This is not the ranking. This is just the order in which I stayed in hostels. And I think it would start with Above the Clouds was the first one I stayed in. Then Green Dragon was the second. And then the next hostel I stayed at was Gorgeous Stays. Okay? And then after Gorgeous Stays, the next hostel I stayed at was the Appalachian Trailer in Hot Springs, and then Hemlock Hollow was next, and then we just stayed at the Nature's Inn. Forgive me, it's not that they're not memorable, it's that I'm very bad at remembering names. That being said, should I go right into the ranking? Like just get it over it, pull the band-aid off? Now, I don't want to, hopefully, I feel bad ranking businesses or complaining about businesses or that kind of thing. Oh my God, this view is spectacular. I'll have to show you right after. But I have my ranking. The results are in, okay? I would have to say, still, my number one is Gorgeous Stays. So if you're coming into the knock, Gorgeous Stays. By far my favorite hostel yet. Number 2 would be where I just left. Nature's Inn hostel. Fantastic. Loved it. Number 3, I would have to say Above the Clouds back in, way back, like in Georgia. I forget what town it's in. Probably still like close to Hiawassee. Anyway, that being said, so Above the Clouds is number 3. And then I would say number 4 is the Appalachian Trailer in Hot Springs. We just left there not too long ago. And then number 5 is Green Dragon, great place as well. And then number 6 is the Hemlock Hollow. That's my ranking as of right now. It could change. I'm about to be in Uncle Johnny's. The whole ranking might change, and now I got rain again. So we'll see what happens after Uncle Johnny's. It might. Maybe somebody will get bumped, and I'll keep updating it as I go along. But at least you know what my criteria is. Oh, coming down the hill, almost to Uncle Johnny's. And it looks nice. Looks like they did a great job. I don't know what it looked like before. I didn't do my research. So, I don't know. For those of you who have stayed at Uncle Johnny's, there's a look at the new Uncle Johnny's. I don't know how different. But, I don't know. I feel like it took a long time to get from Hot Springs to Irwin for us. Even with my slow pace and low mileage. Still felt like forever. So we're gonna be here tonight. We're zeroing tomorrow. First zero since oh no, I didn't even zero in Hot Springs. First zero since Hartford, right after coming out of the Smokies. So I'm looking forward to it. My legs are looking forward to it. Yeah, I'm ready for a zero. And then Sunday morning, we head back out. And I have a tentative plan for 10 to 12 days to Damascus. Now, there might also be a halfway point in there for one more stay somewhere, just to resupply and take a shower or something. So we'll see. Anyway, it looks like, from the looks of it, I may have to shoot a new hostel ranking video right after my stay here, because it looks great. Coming in now. So there was a bridge there pre-Hurricane Helene. Yikes. Isn't this how the beginning of Rambo starts? Day 52. First zero since right after the Smokies in Hartford. Because every day, I know we've been staying at hostels a lot, but every day we've been hiking. So this is a much needed. We're going to shuttle in a little while into Irwin, and McDonald's breakfast is calling my name. I don't know if you could see it, but last night it snowed up in the mountains that we have to go back into. You can barely see it. That little ridge on the top. So, just got back from resupply. Got lots of calories. And more calories. A little bit of protein. So we're here on our zero day. Me and Dog Tag. Well, everybody's here, but right now me and Dog Tag are standing here watching. We're getting ready to watch another person cross the AT Hiker Ferry, done by what is that? Wahoo's Adventures. Anyway, that'll be us tomorrow morning. Uh-oh. Oh, zeroing is tough. We've been having an interesting day. We did resupply, and then we sang Dog Tag's daughter, Vanessa, a happy birthday. Savannah. Sorry, I apologize. I thought I had it right too. I took a second. I haven't met Savannah, but happy birthday, Savannah. And then plans have been made. And then plans have been canceled. And then plans were made again. And now Dog Dag's trying to cancel plans. And then we're going to make new plans. And then we'll have a plan to cancel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Okay. Hi. My name is Dr. Quinn. I'm from Windham, New Hampshire. That's southern New Hampshire. The reason why I'm on the trail, well, the time was, for the first time in my life, I have now been able to, kind of do something for myself. I've spent my whole life working and co-raising 4 daughters. And this is an opportunity for me to, to accomplish something. It's a goal that I kind of realized that was really important to me when I moved to New Hampshire and started to hike. So, and I also do love nature, and I just love the freedom that you have out here on the trail.
Awesome. And who's this handsome gentleman next to you?
Well, this guy's been following me around for 36 years. This is Optimus, also known as Food Truck.
Oh, no.
Just optimistic.
He really doesn't like that.
I'm optimistic about food. Yeah, so I'm from Windham, New Hampshire as well. Originally from Canada, lived in Texas for a long time. And I mainly started hiking the Appalachian Trail when we moved to New Hampshire about 7 years ago. And just fell in love with it, loved being outside. And I just retired at the end of January, and this is our retirement trip.
Oh, congratulations.
Mm-hmm.
Hi there, my name is Princess Peach, and I'm from Virginia Beach, Virginia, and I am out here for fun and redemption from my disaster of a 2022 Sobo Thru-Hike.
Okay.
And that's all I got.
All right, I'm M&M, I guess Motor Mama? Is that what it is?
Main mama, motor
Main
mama, it all works.
Motor Mama. And I'm, basically, my life is in a storage unit right now in Maine. and I'm kind of living on the trail right now. It's for my 65th birthday, and also to just get back to the south again.
Outstanding.
Hi, I'm Gator. I'm originally from New Jersey, but I live in Miami, Florida now. I've been section hiking since I was 13 years old, and I found the opportunity to do the whole thing, so hoping to get there.
Hey, I'm Wanderer. I'm on the ECT. I'm from Rock Spring, Georgia, and I am out here to hike and then accomplish another goal and just live and have a good time.
Awesome, thank you.
Here at the campfire. We found out that we have a YouTube hero or celebrity on our hand. The young lady behind us, her name is Charity. She's on the trail. And come to find out, her husband, who is supporting her on the trail, has been following Big Sexy's YouTube page, and she surprised him, her husband, by having Big Sexy calling it. So it was really cool. So things that happen on the AT are just so cool. Okay, dog bag back. Our celebrity now is Big Sexy is going to sign Charity's backpack because her husband is in love with Big Sexy. And so it's not meant to be. So we're trying to get his signature on a backpack. So the wonders of the AT.
We need to paint more. Yeah, I think so. Take the hiker. Yeah, it's all gonna come up dark. Hey, wait. Put it right there on the H. On the H, up front. You want me to? But just put a BS up there. No.
Really small. One of the triangles could be big, and the other triangle could be sexy. Yeah. But you have to.
I don't know if I can. I might need help.
Help. Yeah, help you. It's your signature.
That sounds too personal.
Yeah.
That sounds too personal.
Especially if you tell him that he signed it while you were wearing it.
That's like rock star level.
There you go.
Wait a minute. We got to this. There it is.
There it is. Big sexy.
Good morning. It is day 53. And I know I said that today was the day we were going to cut the slack packing off because the weather finally turned a little bit nicer, but it was really cold. And some plans were made. Some plans were canceled, as I said in the last video. And we decided to do one more day of slack packing. So we took two different shuttles. At 8 o'clock, Dr. Quinn, Optimist, and Dog Tag headed up to right past the beauty spot, and we're slack packing back Sobo to Uncle Johnny's. We didn't get on a shuttle. Whoa! Almost got taken out. Talk about not paying attention. Yeah, so we got picked up at Uncle Johnny's at like 9:30, 9:20, and just got on trail. The raft ferry back to the other side of the river is done at 2 p.m. So we have a 12-mile slack pack Sobo back to Uncle Johnny's, and we gotta move. Beauty spot. Ooh, gotta go. It is really beautiful up here. I just don't have a lot of time for this section because I don't want to miss my raft ride. I really want to do that. And then when we change plans with Sobo slack pack, I may have screwed it up. So, we're going. Oh, this will be like the Army standard, not the infantry standard, but 12 miles in 4 hours, Army standard. I think I can do it. We'll see. Slack packing. But not a lot of time to dilly-dally or break times or anything like that. So, onward. Ooh. There you go. Well, in the first hour we did 4 miles. We're about to check and see how we did on the next hour, see if we're on track. But it's break time. I don't know what that was. I'd love to know. Yeah, crossing some railroad tracks, and gotta go. Good job, Stick. 3 hours and 30 minutes to do 12 point something miles. I haven't really looked at it. I gotta go double check. But we have a half hour before the ferry stops. The only problem is we're not entirely sure they'll even pick us up from Soba. So we're gonna go find out. Right over there. Well, it looks like we're gonna get a ride. Stick. We're getting our ferry ride.
I know. It's awesome.
Well, Captain Crooks is giving me a ride. Give me a ride across the river. We made it, just in time. We weren't even sure if you'd pick us up, but we were just gonna give it a shot.
Big Sexy's on the raft! We had to go one at a time. We're gonna ride the current back to this piece of cement in the middle of the river. Jenny! Just need to take him to that rope down there. We've made it to land.
So what we do after a hard day of hiking, we stuff our faces. We got sweets.
Ice cream.
Ice cream. Lieutenant Dan, ice cream. Day 54. Back to normal. No more slack packing, no more soboing. Back to the grind. So I have a plan to make it to Damascus in 9 days, which is too early. I kind of want to get there, but Stick's mom is getting a place on the 25th, so that's like actually like in 11 days. So we have like a 2-day buffer, so if anything goes wrong, if we have to zero on trail or anything like that, like we got the time. But I think we're gonna be plugging away. Today is planned to be an 11.4 with packs, like back to normal, to Iron Mountain, which will put us at like 368 point something. So we're moving right along. It was just a couple days ago we hit the 300 mile marker, and we're already at 368 because I zeroed one day, but the other days we were staying at Uncle Johnny's, we slack packed. So we still, even though it was rainy and crappy for like a week, we were still making miles pretty much every day except for Saturday. Saturday, because we did our resupply. So we are back on trail as of today. We're waiting for our shuttle. We did go to a hotel last night to get a good night's rest and a good shower. I don't know. I think we like the idea of being close to town so you can get food whenever we wanted to. So we are leaving Irwin today. Catch us on the trail. So it's very noticeable I'm not slack packing anymore. But I have some good news. We stopped at the post office because Optimist and Dr. Quinn had ordered something and they were waiting for it to come. That's why we stayed another night. And I took the opportunity to mail some stuff home. Now, might have been a bad decision, we'll see. But I got rid of my sleeping bag, my GoPro, some clothes, and a knife I was carrying with me. And it came out to 7 pounds. So, if you remember in Hot Springs, I weighed in at 47 pounds, which is almost exactly what I started with. I think I was 48. I've mailed stuff home before. I've thrown things away in Hot Springs or put them in the hiker box. And now the joke is, I should be at 40 pounds. But if we weigh my pack again, and it still says 47, I'm being played good. But the sleeping bag, I do carry, for those people who are not in the military, there's something called a poncho liner, issued item. It's also known as the Whoopee. I've been using that as a sleeping bag liner, or just, around camp and stuff when it's cold. I'm hoping that with the cold weather gear I still have, jackets and clothes and stuff like that, that if it does dip down, that between my clothes and my Whoopee, I'll be fine. That big Agnes sleeping bag, I'm not a big fan of it, and to begin with. And it was a 15-degree bag. It was pretty bulky, pretty heavy, and it had like this insert that it was supposed to have or go along with it that I did not have. So if any time that the bottom of the sleeping bag had made it to like the sides or the top, it wasn't as thick and I would be cold anyway. So it's kind of driving me crazy, and it was bulky and it was heavy. So that was my decision making on that. Now I got to make a call whether I want Nikki to send me a new not a new sleep bag, an old sleep bag to Damascus. So I'm waiting for her. I might do a tent swap too. I have an old tent that might be lighter. I'm trying to get my weight down because I want to be in the 30s at least. So we'll see. If my other tent doesn't weigh less than the tent I have now, then I might be looking at an ultralight when I get to Damascus. And if I do that, and I do fine with the Whoopee, I might not have her send the sleep bag. But that's the plan. We're only probably about a mile, maybe less than a mile, in from Beauty Spot Gap. But it was a little bit of a climb. And after running 12 miles yesterday, a little sore. So I'm in the back of the pack today. But I think we're almost to the top. Catch my breath. Onward.
It still pisses me off.
So, we did a great hike today. Probably about 9-ish miles, I think we did. And we had to do a detour for about 6 miles. And when we got done with the detour, we met up with some day hikers. We met up with Optimist. Who did we meet up with? I think it was Little Ugly, Pessimist, Nurse Jackie, Rock, and Cat Collar. And they all did the actual trail for a day hike. And they actually gave me a bunch of footage that I could include in my video. So I didn't film it. I did not go on the actual trail. But these day hikers I met, they gave me the footage. And so you could see all the blowdowns. It is very, very dangerous. And it also, the logging that they plan on doing has commenced. So I would definitely recommend doing the walk around for now. But anyway, that being said, so that's where I got all that footage from. And we're about to, well, we all just had dinner. We set up, we're at a really nice campsite. I'm going to pan it around in a second. But that's the end of day 54 for me. Day 55. Rain again. I'm not getting out of this tent until the rain stops. So if it's a 0, it's a 0. I am not getting soaked and then walking. It's not happening. The weather looks amazing for the next week. And last night was supposed to be a little bit of rain last night and a little bit of rain in the morning. And today was supposed to be nice. Not looking so great right now. So like I said, I may be zeroing inside my tent tonight, or today. We'll see what happens. All right, so the rain stopped, thank God. So we got started. On top of Iron Head Mountain right now, or Iron Mountain. And we are about 4,000 feet, so it's pretty chilly. It's like 40 degrees. And the wind is blowing. I got a good time from next to this rock to talk. But yeah, trying for 11 miles today, I think. We'll see how far we make it. Right now, I'm in the rear. Stick just passed me. I was the second to last leave camp. Dog tag headed out into the rain to try to get a jump on us because he's usually picking up the rear. So he wanted to try to get ahead. And then Dr. Quinn and Optimist left right before me. And then Stick just passed me, so I'm in the back. And it's an uphill day. So we'll see how I feel. Onward. The seed after a rainy night. We got Optimist and Dr. Quinn out here doing some tent drying. It's windy. At least the sun came out. No more rain. I'm a little nervous about the trees today, though. I feel like I'm walking in a dead forest. Just waiting for one of these to come down. Maybe I'll catch it on tape. What do you think, Dog Tag?
Oh, what's up, brother? I think you're a fast-ass bastard.
Well, it's still windy. But at least the clouds have cleared out from all the wind. I don't know what the wind chill is, but probably around 50 degrees, and if it wasn't so windy, it wouldn't feel so cold. But yeah, I think we got a better shot coming. There's a thing on the map that says Little Rock Knob Vista or something. Well, we'll keep moving. There. Well, hello again from inside my tent. We are 375.3 mile marker, and we are just south, a couple miles south of Roan High Knob Shelter, the highest shelter on the AT. So we're sitting around 6,000 feet right now, and it is windy as all hell. It says like only like 20 to 24, like 15 to 25 mile per hour wind, but the gusts part is like, I think, up to 40. Really windy, really cold. A little bit of rain possible tonight, I think. And I'm in my tent, staying out of the wind. A 9-mile day tomorrow. Gonna go head for Stan Murray Shelter. That's the plan. But tomorrow afternoon we'll go over Roan High Knob Shelter. We'll go past it. You can't stay at that shelter this year. I don't know if it was open last year or what, but I think it says it's closed till 2026 because of repairs. I don't know if I said it in my previous videos, but I tried to go to that shelter in 2011 or 12 when I lived in Fayetteville, North Carolina. It was like January, and I didn't understand how much of a difference the weather would be up there. So me, Nikki, my daughter Maddie, and Bruce, and my friend Will Rogers all attempted to go for a little hike up to Roan High Knob to camp out for the night. And when we got there, let me remind you, it was in Fayetteville, it was 75 degrees. It was January, but it was 75 degrees. And when we got up to the mountains, it was 32, and it had snowed 5 inches. So we decided to nix that. We went and got a cabin at Grandfather Mountain. I thought I was going to get to redeem myself on my Thru-Hike and get to stay at the shelter this year, and then about a week ago I found out that it was under construction or closed for repairs. They also have it's like cordoned off, like, so you can't camp near it. So our options were kind of slim. We had like this gap. We're just above Hughes Gap, about like 2 miles up, and then, or like 1.5. Then there's another gap called Ash Gap, but we knew there was a bunch of people headed to Ash Gap tonight, so we didn't want to camp there, or we didn't want to go all the way there and find out there was no spots for tents. So we stopped a little short when we found another campsite. But yeah, we're like 3 miles to the top of Roan Mountain, and then we're gonna go 9 miles tomorrow. So there's a bunch of walking on top, I think, tomorrow. We're gonna go past the old site of a hotel I'll save that for tomorrow. The hotel's not there anymore though. Got to try to find a picture of when it was. And then we're gonna try to stay at Stan Murray Shelter tomorrow. Got some bad weather coming in tomorrow too. Like, I'm gonna post it. Like, just because of the elevation and the wind and the rain, I think some frost problems coming up. But hopefully we'll be on our way back down a little bit, and it won't affect us that much. But that's it for today. Thanks for watching. As always, like and subscribe. And if you're feeling froggy, I am still fundraising for the Black River American Legion. We're currently using PayPal for donations, and the address is on the picture at the end of the video. So if you're interested, by all means, help us out. Thank you. Good night. Day 56, and it's still windy, and it got down to 20 degrees with the wind chill. I think it was 34 regular. It was cold, coldest I've been in a while. But because it was so cold, I woke up early and got to see the sunrise. Well, got to the other side of the ridge, and the wind is not as bad. I got a massive rock face over here. It's pretty cool looking. I still need to go get water. I ran out of water this morning. So that's my number one objective right now. I've got so the good news is less wind right now, and I don't have any foot pain. The bad news is I still can't feel my feet. So maybe they'll come back to life in a little bit. I think this is gonna be a great day though. Sunny all day. It is gonna stay windy all day, but hopefully it dies down by tonight so we don't have another repeat of last night. But I think we're gonna be in a better place for if it is windy. And we're gonna try to drop, we'll be dropping down. Roan Mountain's like 6,000 feet, and the place we're trying to camp is like 4,500. So maybe some difference in temperature. Going up there. Yeah, it's April, folks, in Tennessee. nothing left. Still a trail over here. Here we go. Only part left. I'll have to read more about it. I'm assuming maybe the structure was wood, like not stone, and it burned or something. I don't see nothing other than that little bit of foundation. Looks like we're close to a road here too. I'm gonna go check it out, just because might have some deja vu for me and Nikki when we tried to get up to the shelter. Might be exactly where we parked. Wonder what was here. Well, I'm at Roan High Knob Shelter, the highest shelter on the AT, from what I'm told. For about 6,000, like 6,200 feet, I think. And it's closed for repairs. I guess it was an old ranger station. Over there was a fire tower. I took a picture of it. But this is the shelter that in 2000, I think it was 2012, that Nikki and I tried to get to. And we never made it because the weather was so bad. And now I really get it, because it's April 16th. And the weather is really bad. Like it's like 40 degrees, April 16th at 6,000 feet in Tennessee. But the wind makes it feel like it's 30 right now. It's freezing. And I'm sweating from the hike. No good. I can't wait to get out of here. I gotta get water. And then I'm going downhill. Oh, so the reason it's closed too is it's in need of some repair, what it looks like. Oh, it's got a thermometer. I want to see what... It's really spooky in here, by the way. What does that say? I can't see. Yeah. Actually, it says like 35 degrees, 36 degrees. All right, plans are changing again, and it's my fault this time. I really leaned heavily on possibly finding a place to wait out the cold weather tonight, because after last night, I'm sucking. And I was gonna have to stop anyway to do a resupply on food and cigarettes, probably the next town. So why not just do it now and get it warm and get a shower?
Why do it later?
Yeah. Don't procrastinate. Act. So we went to a hostel to resupply and take care of some other things, like getting warm. We've kind of been the epitome of hiker trash today, haven't we? Lounging on the side of a road, waiting for a ride. Walking through town.
We waited for like 3 hours.
It is day 57, and it is April 17th, Thursday. We're back at Carver Gap. Avoided a cold spell. It was in the 20s. A little bit up the mountain, I think, but yeah, it was still windy, so that was a good choice. Everyone we ran into was like, yeah, it was cold last night, and we avoided it, which was good for me because I'm a dumbass. Well, try not to curse in my videos. I'm a big dumb guy who really hated the sleeping bag and was trying to drop weight, so I got rid of it, thinking I'd have a clear path to Damascus to get a quilt or something. So yeah, I was hating life the night before. I didn't want to do it again, but we have low of 40 tonight, less wind, and then it just gets better from there. For now, at least that's what the forecast is. So I should be fine to make it to Damascus. Plus, I don't know, it's not about dangerous, like I'm warm enough to not have a problem, but it's about comfort. I probably wouldn't sleep a whole lot if I dropped anything below 40 right now. But yeah, back. We're gonna try 12 to 14 today because we want to try to make up some of what we lost yesterday from stopping at the Gap. We'll see what happens. Man, you guys got far.
Wow, look at that.
Well, that's where we were hanging out yesterday afternoon. And that's where we came down from. Roam if you want to. Roam around the world. I'm so heartbroken. I just read a comment from Red Sonia. Says I'm never gonna make it to Katahdin because of my daily average. Shut up, bitch. Hello, Mr. Bear. Oh, it's not that deep. That's a nice little cave for if it's windy. Hell yeah. No, it doesn't. Can we still see them? Or do we lose them? Well, there's a lot of hump talk back there. Oh, as many have stated before, when you see the fence, you believe it's the end. But as you can see, it's clearly not. Stick may or may not be at the end of his hump. Oh man, am I tired. I just finished my humping for the day. It was a long, tiresome hump. I don't think I've humped so long in my life. Usually, I'm a one hump a day kind of guy, but today it was 2 humps. And thank God I took a break in the middle and was able to get water. Otherwise, I would have been dry humping. But I was finally able to reach the summit and climax my day for the hump. I'm sorry about that. It had to happen. You gotta get your app out. I can't wait to know what I can see atop this hump. Huh? Yeah, that's how I do it. Black. Well, we were waiting for dog tag, but it started getting windy again. So, our hump day adventure has come to a close. And we are scaling down the side of the hump on our way to Doll Flats, which also is a very special place. I'll tell you more about it later. But the views up here are great. Livestock fence or a hiker crash fence? Well, I just put the phone away and I had my first ever, I mean, I've had some stumbles, I've had some falls. I fell backwards on I slipped on some mud and fell backwards onto my pack. But I just ate, you know what, pretty hard. Luckily it was in this grass, but I tripped on part of the trail and I almost caught it on video. It would have been hilarious. But yeah, this is awesome. I think between the Smokies and this are my favorite spots I've hiked so far. The Roan Highlands after Roan Mountain. Awesome. So I said there was some kind of a special announcement or a special spot on the trail when we got to Dollhead Flat or whatever it's called. Is that it? I don't know. Doll Flats or something?
Doll.
Yeah, something like that. Anyway, I know that throughout the last like several hundred miles or maybe 200 miles, it's been confusing as to which state I'm in because it follows the North Carolina-Tennessee line. And we haven't really been able to sink, you know, another state in the bag because we're just following along and following along the edge of the two states. And I have some great news. We are leaving North Carolina. Hold on, I haven't done it yet. Technically, it don't count. Let me do it. Okay. North Carolina is done. We have completed 2 states on the Appalachian Trail.
And I won't be back.
And
I get to Maine.
And Tennessee's not far behind it. So pretty soon, when we hit Damascus, Virginia, we will have completed or conquered 3 states. But right now, we are leaving North Carolina for the last time. Bye. So we looked on the map. We were going to camp another couple miles and then saw that we were 0.6 from the trailhead to Roan, Tennessee. So there's I'm lost. But there, yeah, I'm really lost. I saw the stick. Never mind. Okay, so in Roan, there are 2 places, 2 hostels. One of them is called 19E because it's off Highway 19E. It's called 19E. Wow, this is a ridiculous video. Sorry, guys. I'm hiking and trying not to get lost and rushing. But apparently 19E is really famous for the bar that's underneath it. So we're trying to rush into town. We're not staying at 19E because not really our scene, I think, hostel-wise for, you know, a couple older people, myself included. When we're trying to do stuff the next day. Like, we don't want to be up all night with the bar. So we are going to Mountain Harbor bed and breakfast that allows camping on the property. So we're going to head there as quickly as we possibly can. We are probably going to get to eat something. Mountain Harbor got hit by the hurricane, and they used to have bunkhouses, but they haven't rebuilt yet, and they're still working on their bathrooms, I think, now. Anyway, that being said, this is a bad section of trail for me to do this video. That being said, they are known to have the best breakfast on the AT. So if we don't get in time, because it's like 5:30 right now, if we don't get in time to get the beer at 19E, we'll at least have breakfast in the morning. Let's put it that way. I'm sorry. I can't videotape anymore while rushing. Whoa. You got lost back there too? I did too for a second. I was filming at the time too. Makes for good TV, right? Man, I get some sunburn today. I think I'm pretty red. Yikes. Well worth the run. Well, like I said, we're coming to Mountain Harbor just to set up our tents and get some food and some beer, which we succeeded in all of those things. It's Thursday, so the bar restaurant closed at 8 o'clock. I was able to get three beers down though. So buzzing. And then the four of us, Dog Tag didn't make it. Dog Tag stayed at Doll Flats. His legs were bothering him. He didn't want to walk the extra miles, so he's going to meet up with us tomorrow. But we made it to, we got done eating and having drinks. And then we went to set up our tent right at 8 o'clock, or 8:05, just as the sun was setting. Got our tents up, and it started to rain. Great timing, because the tents were already up. So this was an epic day. I really think that the section of trail we did today, the Roan Highlands, it was beautiful. It was a fun hike. We were severely immature about the names of the mountains, Little Hump and Hump, but it made it go fast because we were kind of joking around the whole time. The scenery was amazing. It was a tough climb, but it was kind of like gradual, and with the fun and the scenery and the weather, oh god, it was amazing. So I'd have to put this, like, first the second half of the Smokies was like the first time like I started going ooh and ah, I think. And then this section for sure. I mean, there was Max Patch, and there was some, Siler Bald, and like there's a couple places that were pretty cool, but like today, like, just was amazing. And so if anybody's getting ready to come through this section, enjoy it. It was awesome. And if you're coming to stay in Roan, Tennessee, I would definitely put Mountain Harbor up there. Hopefully they get their bunkhouse down and they can accommodate more than the bed and breakfast and the tenting. But it's a great property, great bar. Trail mix is awesome. And then, we're right back out tomorrow. We're not zeroing or anything. This wasn't on the plan. I don't know if you heard it in my video, but we had planned a campsite 14.1 miles in from Carver Gap. And I didn't realize that 0.6 from that campsite was Roan, Tennessee when I did that. So we're like, oh god, if we just do another 0.6, we can go get a beer and a burger, set up our tent on the property. Pretty good deal. So tomorrow we head back out. Don't know how much we're going to do yet, but our total for today was like 14.8. As a group, that's definitely the most we've done. I know Dr. Quinn and Optimist did a 16-mile day. I did a 16-mile day on accident when I dropped my jackets. But yeah, it was pretty good. And then we're supposedly going to get the best breakfast on the AT tomorrow morning. So we get to sleep in a little bit because I don't think breakfast until 7:45, 8 o'clock. So yeah, I can't say, this was a great day. Yeah, big sexy one. Day 58. I'm at the Mountain Harbor Hostel. We tented here last night after getting some burgers and beer and a 14.8 day. What a great day it was. Roan Highlands and you know, a lot of fun over Little Hump and Hump Mountain. And now, in a little bit, we are supposedly going to eat the best breakfast on the AT. We shall see. The rumors were true. Best breakfast on the AT. Just had the most amazing breakfast at Mountain Harbor. I can't wait to see these guys get their bunkhouse built. Yeah, this would be a great place. I mean, it is a great place, but with that bunkhouse they're making, it's gonna be awesome. Heading back to the tents to pack up and get moving. Today's another milestone. You know, we hit the North Carolina border yesterday and we're done with North Carolina, but guess what mile marker we're at? We're at 395, which means in today's hike, 400, baby. Well, it appears that we have come to a cemetery. I saw it on the map when I was planning a day or two ago, but I forgot about it today. I don't remember what it's called. As always. Hey, I'm here with Jason and this awesome gentleman I've been talking to on Facebook pretty much since I started, since at least February. We've been talking back and forth, and he came and found us this morning, giving us trail magic. We got soda. Stick had a couple drinks over here.
Yeah.
But thank you very much.
Welcome. You're welcome. See you up ahead.
Well, Stick just told me to stop. I wasn't looking down. There it is, 400 miles. Oh, this day just keeps getting better and better. That is Jones Falls, I believe. I don't know if I'm gonna go over to it. Oh no, not yet. Anyway. Wow, look at all the trash. Well, we took a little break at Mountaineer Falls. It's getting late in the day. We got a little bit of a late start. Still trying to do about 14, maybe 15. I don't know. It's close. I think it's about, what did I say, 4:30? Maybe later. Anyway, today's been pretty cool. We skipped the falls before because it didn't look very friendly with the blowdowns, and we're on a tight schedule for today. But let me tell you, when you're walking in the Tennessee woods and you have just passed the cemetery and you're falling over a log and all of a sudden you hear someone screaming Big Sexy, it's a little unsettling. However, my name is Big Sexy, so that was intriguing. And would you believe it? Trail Angel, fan of the YouTube channel and friend on Facebook since I started. I can't get over it. It's like being a celebrity, I guess. But it was awesome. He had all sorts of goodies. Unfortunately, we weren't really hungry. We had a big breakfast this morning, but we got a bunch of drinks off him. It was cool to meet somebody who's following the channel. Man, I don't know what's going on today. It's like Good Luck Friday. It is Good Friday. We've had, we had Jason come and give us almost like private trail magic. That was pretty cool. And then we just ran into a guy named Strider right here at the roadway towards the end of the day. He's camping out tonight to do trail magic in the morning, but he set everything up and said, come on in. So that was pretty cool. We're having a great day today. And we're still trying to push 15, I think, right now. We'll see what happens. Well, I'm in my tent, and I realized I forgot to end my day's video. So we ended up doing only 14 miles today. We're at I think like 409.4. Tomorrow we have like a 10-mile day. I forgot to mention, I don't know if you noticed, it was just me and Stick today. Early in the hike today, about mile 0.7, forgot to address it, but Dog Tag wasn't, his knee wasn't feeling well. Like yesterday, it kind of fell behind yesterday, about probably a good 2 hours behind us when we made the call to run into Mountain Harbor Hostel. And when we told him that we were going to do that, I guess he was kind of trying to hustle a little bit down the mountain and tweaked his knee a little bit. So he decided to stay at Doll Flats last night. And we met him at 19E this morning to start again. And he was having some trouble. So they went into the Refuge Hostel today. Optimist and Dr. Quinn joined dog tag to the hostel, and they got a ride out and did a slack pack today. So we actually crossed paths today. They were going Sobo and we were going Novo. And we'll meet up again sometime tomorrow, maybe. If not that, when we get to Boots Off on Sunday. So that's where everybody was today. We might see them tomorrow, depending on how late we get started. But I think they're going to start at like probably around 4:06. I want to say. I think we almost did 5 more than where they started from. Maybe 4. Probably like 3.94 actually. So if we get up late, maybe they'll catch up to us for tomorrow for a little bit. Anyway, that's it for Good Friday, April 18th. Good night. Day 59, right? Yeah, it's day 59. Day 59, April 19th. Day 59. I had to wait until Stick stopped sneezing. But we are at mile, I think I said it in the video last night. I was tired, but oh, here's more. Okay. Yeah, so we ended last night at mile 410, which put us at like 14 miles for yesterday. We were shooting for 15, but campsites were kind of sparse, and we just kind of like stopped when we found a nice spot. We are going to do 10 miles today to about 420, and we might meet up with Jason. I sent him a text. He's probably still sleeping. He's staying at the Black Bear Resort. He said something about maybe slack packing the last 8 miles to Boots Off. We'll see. Either way, we're going to head to Boots Off for tomorrow. And then Aqua Blaze on Monday, hopefully. Fingers crossed. So we'll be kayaking on, what is that, Watauga Lake? Watauga Lake on Monday. Stay tuned. Well, we stopped for lunch, and I think we've actually been here for like an hour because it is hot out. Sticks over here, exploding bags, repacking, crashing out.
Let me have my moment.
We're not going far today. Like we going back and forth between doing 10, 14, 18 was even a thought for me anyway. But I think we're back to just doing 10. We're going to go meet up with Jason, who we met yesterday. He's staying at Black Bear. So we're going to go meet up with him. We only got about like 5, well, depending on what you ask, I think we have like 6 or 7 miles to go.
It better be 6.
It better be 6.
My math is wrong.
But yeah, so we're, it's a hot day. It's awesome in the shelter right now. We're at, I forgot what shelter we're at. I never remember the names of things. I have such a hard time. But Moorland Shelter or something like that. Yeah, we're going about another 6 or 7 miles and we'll be done for the day. But it's really hard to convince ourselves to walk out into that glaring sun. It's something in the 70s. The sun's just really hot today. All right, onward. So we stayed at that last shelter for almost 3 hours. I was trying to put up a video. Signal was not agreeing with me. I got to about 21% and it just stayed there forever. I almost killed my battery on my phone. So I stopped, but we stayed there so long that Dr. Quinn and Optimus caught up to us. So any distance we went further yesterday, we lost while we were sitting at that shelter, and the family is back together again. Not that we were trying to make a distance, but it was noticeable when they showed up. We were like, oh, we've been here for a minute. Back together again. Hi, babies. Must not be a lot of hunters around these parts. They're not running away from me. Oh, I just walked into a hole. View. Sometimes I gotta get creative with the names on the map for places for views. That one just said view. Only 5 to go. Oh, over there's the rotted cabin. I mean, I'd sleep there. Well, an invite was extended. We were planning on camping right nearby, but Jason was staying here at Black Bear Resort, and we couldn't resist. So we're here with Jason. I'm going to do an interview with him later. Super fan. All right, check back later. Hell yeah. Back with Jason.
Oh yeah.
Day 60. Happy Easter. I didn't film a lot yesterday afternoon, unfortunately, because we got into Black Bear Resort and then Jason treated us to a great dinner. He cooked, and you know, we just kind of relaxed, and it wasn't really film time kind of thing, so like I might have that video is probably going to end abruptly, but this morning we're going to slack pack to boots off, try to get ready for our aqua blaze on Monday. Hopefully it's still on, because we can't lock it in until we get there, but we're going to slack pack 8 miles today to boots off to try to get there as early as possible to lock in the aqua blaze. So, but we're having breakfast right now. We're at the Black Bear Resort, and I'll try to do a little video that shows the grounds after breakfast, but it's going to be hard. This place is huge, massive, and it's awesome. I can't get over how cool of a place it is. Well, we can't thank Jason enough for having us come down there. This part, that's probably one of the best hostels I've ever seen. Great big place, lots of options, beautiful scenery, and we're getting a slack pack with Jason today too.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
No problem, man. No problem, big sexy crew.
8 miles, something like that. Ah.
I've seen videos where it's actually the water's lapping up onto to the rock. So if we'd had a big storm, remind me to send a video to you.
And that down there is Watauga Lake. That is what we're going to be aquablazing tomorrow.